which is
Supposed to be good for you.
yeah. Well, it is if you lose potassium like I do
Oh, yeah.
because of blood pressure pills.
Retro.
But I did notice boron has a good effect on your cholesterol and your blood pressure. Apparently,
Yes, it do. It actually
took my blood
helps.
pressure the other night, and I was like, "Oh, this is really good."
It helps with a lot of things, man. I love this
I was
stuff.
like, "Ooh, this is really good."
So supposedly we're live on YouTube right now. Let me double check
Hi,
that, I guess.
everybody, live on YouTube. I don't know if you see Jeremy or not, but I'm here.
I'm here. I just have my thumbnails on this screen. We're having a couple of video difficulties. Like last week, I don't know if you guys noticed, my background was reversed and my Back to the Future shirt was written backwards because I was catching a mirror image because I was grabbing the screen off the Discord call and I realized it was backwards to me, but I was capturing it from my own screen. So of course it's going to be a reversed image. Kind of weird. Figured that out. Now I got to figure out how to be able to split my camera into two places, and there's software for that, or I might just do a second camera for these video calls and make it work that way. We'll figure it out as we go. Why not?
Somebody's watching us.
Hey, all right.
Somebody's watching
We got
us.
some lookers. Cool. Welcome,
Somebody's
everybody.
watching us.
Let me pull up the
I'm watching
channel
this
there.
now.
There we go.
How y'all
Yeah, me
doing?
too. All right. So
You
we've
got me
had.
all big.
I do. I do.
Yeah,
We got it
I
zoomed in
like
so I
that.
can be about the same size. I can kind of zoom in and out. My focus is auto on my camera, so I can do some fun stuff with it. Um, anyway, we've had quite the week for trading, haven't we? This is
You are not kidding.
this has
It's
been
been a
great.
heck of a week.
Oh
Well,
man,
we finally had a breakthrough. I think yesterday was a breakthrough, first trend day in maybe 2 weeks.
heck yes. We got a trend day, and then we got back-to-back trend days. And looking at this SPY chart, dude, we traced it twice. And then this is my clean chart, mind you. When we make it dirty, you're gonna know because my chart is a mess.
That is a clean chart.
But I'm looking at this nice little megaphone here, and we've got, we had actually 3 range days in a row if you count them. So we got the other day we had that downtrend, then we had that gap down open, which bounced right off the support level and ran back up. Now we've reached right back down to the bottom of it, but it's all range expansion. It's all a megaphone pattern. And here across the 16th through the 20th here, we had this, 21st really, had this little compression zone. There's a nice little diamond, all right? And we had the measured move set up. That was the first leg up here, second leg down here after consolidation. Now what? We got a horizontal megaphone pattern. Those love to break. And let me turn the noise on. Oh man, that's a lot of lines. So if
I'm
you can
laughing.
see, we've got our markings here. We've got this opening up wide, and we're getting ready to make some noise here as far as SPY goes. We're looking at one thing that's very important to pay attention to is this is just one giant little double bottom, and in a typical double bottom, you get the bounce, the pullback, it hits the targets, all that happy stuff. But then you get to one of these, and it's like you had this consolidation period after the low, and if you zoom in on that, it'll label it for you. 360.69, previous 52-week low, right? We broke it twice today. If you pull up the 15-minute chart, you'll see we hit 359.71 was the ultimate low, and then we got to 360.59. So we broke that 52-week low there once and broke it twice there. Those are only the lows in the open market. In the pre-market yesterday, we actually hit 358.71, a whole dollar down from where we are now with our current low, right? So now what? Well, if we break that 360 level just one more time, I think we can pretty much throw a dart at the chart and guess where it's going to go next. No, actually, we're more accurate than darts. We got scoped rifles for this stuff. So anyway, we're looking at the potential for just quite the next level crash channel here. And if you look left, see where my cursor lines up here. You can see where we had that little double bottom effect. We've tapped that low twice. Well, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump into this trend here to revert all the way down What did we say before? 320 was our ultimate goal for this mess. That's where this consolidation began back
Yeah, I
here.
think so.
That's pretty insane to think about, but it's becoming a reality day by day here with this volatility, and we know that this market is just kind of poised on the edge of slipping over and hitting that level. There is a chance it could bounce here. There's sure a chance it can repeat this consolidation zone and walk all over the place. I mean, there's a lot of factors in the market that are controlling every move of it, basically. But we did notice that a lot of the retail volatility or the retail volume has diminished considerably compared to other days. Let me go back into a little longer chart time period here. You can see
I'm
if you
looking
just
at
do the
3 week.
average of candles, volume candles here, you can see the red ones are a lot bigger than the green ones, right? So a lot of times the market makers and the institutional traders will sell into strength. Well, if they don't have retail volume to sell to, where does that volume come from? Each other. They just trade back and forth to generate order flow, really. But if you look at this chart here, you can see that selling is a hell of a lot stronger than all the buying combined. So, when you see these relief rallies in a downward or bearish trend like that, they're very short-lived, but they're always very volatile. And the other side of them, it's still, even as steep as these rallies are, they take the window down every time, over and over and over again. And today was no exception. We basically reverted all of that bullish trend yesterday and touched the bottom of it today. We had some epic times trading some equities. In fact, I'm teaching a strategy, and this is something to record and pay attention to and reference this video in the future. So keep a bookmark on this one. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we're going to drop some greatness to you guys here today. What we've been teaching in our group is how to swing trade strangles. And the way a strangle works is you are in two places at once, but your position is neutral. So you're buying a call out of the money, you're buying a put out of the money, and the idea is when you enter them, you can leg into them on daily price action, highs and lows, so that you build a net profit between the two legs. And that's all fine and dandy. When you're going sideways, you can generate little profits here and there. You can reduce the cost of the net. You can roll it out to the next week, whatever. And we're trading these. Currently, we're into expiration on the 7th. Last week we were trading expiration on the 30th. And the idea is you can roll these again and again, leg in and out of them through all this sideways motion. But when it makes a big move, you profit greatly because you can sacrifice the losing side once you've established a trend and ride the winner until it hits the bottom, capitalize on it, and even if you're losing in a lot of this sideways motion a little bit at a time, that one big trade, that one big move, more than makes up for it. Even if you don't catch it in time and you end up closing the position as a net, as in closing both legs at the same time, you still take a very serious profit on that. In fact, Stone did very well doing almost exactly that, but he just, I think you were like 2 5-minute candles late on exiting the call side of that when it dropped over, but you still killed it.
Yeah, and getting out at the right time and cutting that loss quick is important. But the strategy is excellent, and you've been doing a fantastic job teaching. And we've got some great members that are asking all the right questions.
Absolutely.
So in our private Discord where we meet, that has been just fantastic. And we're all getting a lot of questions answered with options, as I'm new to options. Price action we got, and but options trading is a different story. So, man, learning about that strangle especially when you can only go directionally, if you don't have an options 3 account.
Yeah, you can
So
only
this has
usually
really
make
been good.
directional trades. And it's
Yeah.
great because you can do this on the options level 1 account. You can trade these strangles. And it's really cool when you get that big move to be able to be in a neutral position and being able to trade anything in the pipe. So if you get one of these relief rallies that pops up on you, you can profit from that. You get one of these decliners that pops up on you, profit from that. and your risk is very much mitigated because you're in a neutral position. As long as price moves one way or the other, you can get a killer profit for it. And it's very risk averse. A small account can do this. I mean, heck, there's some members who've been doing this with like $50 accounts, and they're making money on this. So I mean, this is really not necessarily a breakthrough technology. It's just the right trade for the job, or the right tool for the market, so to speak. If you see opportunities in a market for volatility, these are appropriate. You can see on even a daily chart, you can see it was greatly appropriate for trading strangles. When the market's sideways and slow, they're not as appropriate, but when they're nice and volatile and choppy, it's great because you're in a very risk-averse position. All the market needs to do is move to make you some profit, and when it does, oh boy, there's some people that actually cleaned up today and did very well with our group.
Oh boy is right. Yeah, I was one of them.
Yes, sir. And
And the thing about those that make them so great is, uh, when you look at a day like today, when we know there's going to be some volatility tomorrow, so we're trading a lot of forward options right now because for newer options traders, it's wonderful. I'm looking at you, Jeremy, at the YouTube. Sorry, on a different because I can't see your
yeah,
chart. So,
totally fine.
yeah. But anyway, it's just really really good to be able to learn this on forward for younger and newer traders because it's not as expensive. You're not trading massive amounts of options, and you're not
Right.
like trying to trade an in the money or at the money SPY put and call, which are really expensive right now.
Oh, yes, they are. They're absolutely ridiculously expensive right now. Anytime there's volatility in the market, the implied volatility in the options, it skews the delta higher than it should be, and the options just become overpriced in that opinion. So, and there is a strategy for that too, and that's what's great about being a fairly new trader and learning how to trade these strangles profitably is that from there it's a stepping stone. There's ways you can leg this into condors that are actually net profitable to where you can't lose. Um, that's comes with level 3 options trading, but when you get there, you can go and take an existing long strangle and turn it into a net positive condor that's built like a pair of debit spreads, but what happens is if you get this kind of volatility and price movement, you can sell the next strike up for more than you paid for the strike you're long and actually lock in a profit. So even if everything expires on you or if you hold it to expiration, you still have a profit that you can't lose. And at the same time, you can do the same thing on the put side. And just a little volatility is all it takes, a little swing in price. Like yesterday, sell the call. Today, sell the put. Keep your long position, and then you can buy these short contracts back to close them in between every day of trading, and then sell them again when they're expensive again. And the idea is you generate income on your long position as you go. It's a little more complex to understand, but when we as a group are going to get all of this down pat, where everybody can just naturally trade a strangle like this and be profitable, that's the next step. And it's just one of many, many tools that you can add on to a base position in order to generate income in a bearish market. And this market is it's rightfully bearish. I mean, it's this pullback has been coming for gosh, at least 4 or 5 years now. So,
Hey Yogi,
hey, boo boo, I got
hey
a picnic
Yogi,
basket for you.
watch out for Ranger Powell.
Love that. That always cracks me up, man. Oh man, yeah, Ranger Powell, man. He comes out, grabs a microphone, and all of a sudden the market starts dancing and moving, and we make money in either direction. We don't care. It's great.
Well, and I think, and the beauty of it is with Bullish Bears is we have, people who are teaching who have what I call fruit, and Jeremy doesn't like to be praised too much, so I'm not going to praise him, but I'll just say this, the guy knows what he's talking about, and he went from being a full-time mechanic to a part-time mechanic to now he's full-time trading. So you want to listen to folks who have fruit. You don't want to listen to folks who are furus. You want to listen to somebody that says, "Yeah, I did this. I started off with $5, and now, boom, I've done all this."
Yeah.
So that's why I call him sensei. But this is why we're in here together, and we're learning. And then as our members have we've got some great folks learning options. So the questions that we're getting in our private Discord are outstanding. And as one of our members said today, I thought about I heard that question. I thought, yeah, that's what I wanted to ask, but I couldn't articulate it.
Right.
But someone else asked that question, and we all got the answer, and it works. Bottom line, though, is you still have to know price action.
Yep.
Price
Still have
action
to know
is
price
king.
action.
Yeah, because if you're going to do any trading, price action is king.
Yep. The objective is buy low, sell high, rinse, repeat, and you can't exactly do that if you don't know what's coming down the pipe. And
Right. And
price
legging
action.
into that strangle is important to get in at the right spot when price is ranging.
Correct. And it's just great. It's like having a pillow of cash between the two legs, so that
Yeah.
you overcome time decay that way as well. And in the long run, going back to selling the short legs of that, you can lock out that time decay. That alleviates almost all of the time decay in the situation. Whenever you're long in an options position, time is always your enemy. But if you've got short legs involved, it equilibrates that time decay to where it's working in your favor. So lots of neat
That's
ways to apply this
that's good
strategy.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep. So
bottom line is, and I think we're going to label this video with a tag or something so people can find it, but we're going to call this how to actually generate some income in a bearish market, and how to be a new trader in a bearish market is more important, because you can literally do this, just starting to cut your teeth on options trading, having a little background in price action, and being able to make little day trades and scalps here and there. It's going to greatly serve you when you go into this. But even a fairly new trader who's just getting their teeth cut on options can walk into this strategy and do very well with it. That's the whole point. You get somebody who's like, just almost a complete noob to options, can walk right into this, mitigate risk, tackle these price swings, and actually make really good returns.
if they're with the right group,
Yep, that's it. You gotta have some guidance in that. You
gotta have some guidance.
gotta have some people with experience on it for sure. And
Yeah,
you can use this on other things later too. Once you've perfected this, Ford just happens to be great for this because it's low cost, very low risk, very easy to trade. The price action on Ford is like you could see it very easily compared to a lot of other things. But recently we went and did one last week on American Airlines, and that thing's much more volatile than Ford, and we were able to capture some pretty good little moves in that thing. Options are a
yep,
little more expensive on that one. The time decay is a little bit faster, a little more harsh, but when it's done right, it's even more profitable. So, you can progress into bigger and bigger things, or you can progress into more volatile things, and still the strategy will be profitable, and it just grows from there.
absolutely. And when you have good moderators who are, walking folks through this, like we do at Bullish Bears, our members are from all over the world. We have folks in Brazil, Canada, the UK, other parts of the country, other parts of the world, and as well as all around America. That collective mind asking
Oh man,
questions and learning, and again with an experienced moderator and a spirits moderator and coach, options coach like yourself, we we get good answers, and we do have good profit. The Ford thing moves a little slower, which allows new options traders an opportunity to hang on to their cash and not lose as much as they're learning. Because as we know, options paper trading isn't always the best. It's good to paper trade, but options paper trading, your order always gets filled. And as one of our members said, they said, "Hey, y'all are right. When I started trading options for real, I noticed my orders weren't getting filled. All my orders weren't getting filled. So
right.
it's Ford makes it, it's a great underlying to trade while you're trying to learn how to trade real money. Move slow, but it gets you started in the right direction.
Yep, and it's got great options liquidity. There's a lot of volume on those options at the money and out of the money every day. There's thousands of contracts traded. Even with tomorrow's expiration, there's thousands of those contracts traded today. So you look at the volume on that. That's the killer. Is that you got excellent volume, not quite as good as SPY, but might as well be for the price. You've got really good price movement. Structure sets up really well. You've got the ability to be liquid, to be able to get in and out of those trades with really tight bid-ask spreads. It's very, very rarely wider than 1 penny between bid and ask. So yeah, your orders get filled. You set that limit order. You sell to the bid, and you buy from the ask, and never more than a penny a slippage. You can't possibly find anything easier to trade than that. Except for there's some large caps out there with higher dollar values. I was flashing AMD on the screen here. Kind of the same thing. You can use that strategy for AMD as well.
Mm-hmm.
Those are pretty relatively inexpensive options for at the money, even though it is a much higher equity value. It's trading about $64 a share at close today, and it's going to take a little bit more skill to get to that point where we start trading AMD together. But for now, we're killing it with Ford. It's just too easy.
It's really good, Jeremy. It's really good, man. I know we all appreciate the teaching we're getting, and it's just excellent.
Right on. Thanks a lot, man. You had some things to point out on your SPY chart today. Things that I didn't even notice. I'm gonna actually.
Yeah. What did we have? What did we
Three
have?
screen
Help me
view.
remember now. I had such a challenge earlier getting my camera to work.
Yeah, yeah. We're fiddling around with stuff, and then we kicked ourselves when we figured out what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, we had some good stuff happen in the SPY this morning. We had this trend right here. In the open, you had this 15-minute opening range. You see on my chart, I have the opening range marked out right there. I do have a lot of indicators on here, but not as many as some charts. But yeah, we had this great, pullback. We had this 50%, basically 50% retracement right here. And then we had this fall, and we get this. I don't know if it's cool to say Wu-Tang Gang, but we get a W here. You see that W that pushed this up, but it had its moments today where the volatility was right, and I think I jumped in at the open, and looking at everything that we had seen in the pre-market, looked like we were going to test those lows again, and we did, and we broke yesterday's low. So I jumped in way out of the money, and I just grabbed one put. I think I paid 19 cents for that put, and I made 20 or 21 cents on that put. So had a good return, 110% return, something like that. It was really great. And then, I started thinking, why didn't I take 10? I should have taken 10.
You know what you
But
got from that though? You got the experience of that percentage
yeah,
swing, and no
yeah,
one in their right mind would think of day trading that put. But you saw what I saw. You saw the percentage shift, and it made sense
yeah.
to you.
It made total sense. Well, that and the price action, and the price action is so
Oh
important
yes.
to learn. Penny stocks is a great place to start learning price action, because you will learn it. It's a little different, because penny stocks usually pump and dump, so there's always a pre-market that flies up in the morning. And I was trying to see if I had a penny stock on board that I could show, but I don't. Um, but this was just a beautiful day. I'm trying to remember what we were talking about earlier, Jeremy, where I was pointing those things out. Oh,
Yep,
right
that
here,
rotation in the middle of the day. Yes,
right
sir.
here. This was tricky, and it caught me. I have a green day, but it caught me because we have this. This is almost a morning star right here.
Yep.
It might be on a different time frame, maybe a 4.5, 5.5 minute, but this was a different time frame, or a little morning star, and so it even came at the bottom of a descending channel. We get this big green bar, and then we get this wick right there, and then we get another one with that hammer, bam. Now I saw that, and I went, mm, mm, maybe we're going to go up. And we didn't. So I got out really quick when I saw we weren't going to go up. But this was a fake out. This was a fake out for people like me who weren't thinking clearly when they were doing it because they had too much caffeine, or for new traders that they're trying to trap in a range, because that's exactly what this is. This is a range right here, and we could draw that range out. We could look at this bar right there and say, well, there's your range. And once price, it wicked through it, but once it broke through it, then we were out of that range, and that gave us an opportunity to get back in if we wanted to go short. And then we bounced off there a little while, went back down low, and then we got that double bottom right here. But we broke yesterday's low, and those pivot points. And yesterday's low and yesterday's the Globex low. Once you start seeing price approach those things and it breaks them, and that's what we had here. This was the Globex low right there, and it broke that Globex low strong on the 5-minute chart. But those levels are so important to keep. That's why we have chart nasty. We laugh about chart nasty, but I'm going to show you chart nasty right now.
Love
Right
that
there.
chart
Boom.
nasty.
That's a little chart nasty right there. This is my no indicator chart. I have other ones as well, as you can see,
Oh, that's a
with
beautiful
lots of
thing.
little things. Yeah. But those are those are points from previous uh, price action. That coffee's wearing off. You get me live, just like everything else. But look at this, man. You know, a lot of these price actions. This was some stuff I wrote from the pre-market 1-minute control bars to see how price would do. Well, you see, it never got back up to those levels in pre-market, and it just went room. The 20, that's my purple line, crossed over my green line, which is the 8. And once that happens, and this is a 1-minute chart, price is going to go down. But look at that, boom. And if you were trading on 1 minute, looking at the 1 and the 5, and you were trading on the 1-minute candles, man, you would have gotten in and you'd have had some good price action. There's your little pullback. There's a little pullback. There's a little pullback. Boom, 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 boom. Little pause and then boom. And then we get that sideways motion. You get those dojis right there, those
Yep.
hammers that just right on that, at what was the bottom of an expected move from all the way back on 621.22. Look at that. It respects those previous prices and price lines. And then this is a dotted line. That's where price is currently. And it just boom, 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 breaks that low from yesterday, hits this critical support, which was already broken from 617, and that was the previous low of 62.17 before yesterday. That was the previous low, and boom, and it broke through that today again, and we wound up all the way down here. But just really beautiful stuff. You could have got in if you were quick enough and you were paying attention and you knew where your price targets were. You could have got in both ways today, down, and even sideways with the strangles.
Oh yeah.
So it was a really good day. Yesterday was a beautiful day because it was a trend day, and I think that was the first trend day we had in about 2 weeks. So, but man, look at that. Boom, boom. That's another 50% retracement right here of this channel. But then it breaks it. That's R1, right? It breaks it right there. It comes back up, test it, and then boom, look at that go. And then you
Perfect.
get into that volatility at the end of the day. And I grabbed a couple of, I did another forward strangle for tomorrow because I'm expecting volatility again. Don't know what kind,
Oh, it's
but I'm
coming.
expecting some volatility, especially with I think we've got a speaker and we've got some other things going on in the morning. But yeah, just really good stuff. Great day for price action again. And it's been a good week so far.
It's been wonderful. I did notice one thing. I saw and I caught it. I didn't get an announcement into the channel because I was out to lunch. There
Literally.
was that little fake out you were talking about. That was on the 5-minute chart, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh. With
Okay.
the 5 minute with all those dojis. That was around 12:35.
Yep.
We had that.
I see it now. So
Yeah.
one thing I noticed, and this is where I was on the other side of that trade actually at that moment. I noticed we had this little rising channel here. Started
Look at that.
back on that candle right there at the 10:25. Rode right up. I'm gonna highlight this sucker, make this thing bright white,
Look at that.
stand out. And that was just another rising channel break. There's your 1, 2, 3 touches. Boom! It broke down. And even though it made a morning star here,
That's exactly what it was.
it rolled right over. And then guess where it went? The first target, 50% retracement right there on that
Yep.
pivot. Blammo. And essentially, we would have had a great little bearish trade there, and I did. And then I went over to go pick up my kid from school, and it was walking around in this range. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I saw this evening star right here. I'm like, all right, shorted again, baby. And I whipped out my futures chart or DOM and just rode that sucker down. Walked in the door and started getting back into the Discord channel. I was like, hey guys, I've been busy.
You have been busy.
And that was just, I mean, for what I'm seeing, that was a great play. And looking at all this, I mean, there's one thing that's coming back into play again, and they're becoming popular again. We saw these fade away for a while, and then they came back, baby. These channel breaks, and they always love to nail that 50% retracement. And if they don't, you already know how to play the reversal. It just makes it so much easier to trade when you can start spotting these things and knowing what the price is likely to do, and then being able to be in the right place at the right time. And my chart looks nasty. There's a ton of lines on it. I mean, it's bad. But when you turn it off,
No, it's beautiful.
you can see it without having to have all those lines on there. But I use a lot of these lines for my reference too, but I also use them to teach because I like to show these patterns and make them stand out to you. And before long, you'll be just like the dude sitting there looking at the matrix code saying blonde, brunette, whatever. You look at code and you're literally seeing things and they just stand out to you and you know exactly what to do about them. And before long, you get into a naked chart where you don't even need any indicators, just the candles, and you'll nail this stuff just at a glance. That's what it all leads to. So in the meantime, yeah, chart as nasty as you want. Draw all over the damn thing. Get to start recognizing things because they're going to mean something to you. And once you've got the practice and be able to spot those things in an instant, you won't need the lines anymore. You'll just be able to make the trade. And half the time, like lately, on the 10-second chart that I've been trading in the futures, by the time I've finished vocalizing something, it's already over with, and let alone trying to draw it. And you start recognizing these patterns in that speed, and you start trading them, and man, everything just comes together, and you're just in the zone, and you're just like, I know exactly what to do. Boom, buy, boom, sell, done. I mean, there was some trades I was showing off last week. I was like, in a trade for, what was the shortest one I had? It was 20 seconds.
I think something like that.
20 seconds. And I traded. I think that was at the time I was showing that one. It was just one MES contract, but it was like $10 in 20 seconds. Boom, one contract. And then I do that all the time with ES contracts now, and it's just like 10 seconds, $100, done. That's how fast this stuff can go. And when you get that background of recognizing these trend patterns and price patterns, and you just start looking at just the candles doing this, and it just clicks. You're done. You already got the trade plan and the analysis done in one step, and all you got to do is follow your plan.
Right. 1 in 5 minute chart, man.
Loving it.
You ever play a bar chord on a guitar?
I can play a bar A. That's about only one I know.
Bar A, where you get that finger on the 5th fret and you get that other finger on the, whoops, looks funny. You got that finger on the fret. You do. And it's just 2 strings, right?
Mm-hmm.
One down here and one over here. That's the 1 and that's the 5.
Yeah, what about that? Love it.
That's a power chord. And I just started thinking about that yesterday. I was like, oh, the 1 in 5 minute chart. Yeah, that's power, baby.
All right, now
yeah.
Now the thing is with speed metal, it's power chords just very, very fast. They're quarter notes.
That's exactly right. And they're only 2 notes.
Right.
1 and the 5.
Right. Nice. That must be where I get it because I'm into that kind of fast music.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, the 1, 3, and the 5 and the 7. That's a chord. That's a 7th chord right there.
Dude, you've said it before. I'm gonna say it again. You take care of the music, and the music will take care of you. And this chart is music to both of us. I mean, this is awesome.
That's reference to being a professional musician. Is that if you start worrying about the money when you're playing, it's bad. Yeah. But if you take care of the music and you stay focused on the main thing, by taking care of it, it will take care of you. So that's what that comes from.
Absolutely.
So take care of the chart.
The chart will take care of you.
Take care of you. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. I couldn't have said it better, and I didn't say it better. Well, you may have noticed this week we're missing Devin. He's probably chasing his trash cans down the street. He's got a little hurricane blowing through his town.
Yeah. I feel for all those people. I really do.
Hopefully everyone's okay down there. I know some Floridians who just go and party through this kind of thing, but
I know some people that would do that too, and it's crazy. Yeah. And our buddy who moved down there, finally, I don't know if you got a text back from him.
Oh yeah,
he texted me back, said everything was fine. So I was glad to hear that.
Very cool. It's a small world.
He dodged the bullet.
We stay connected. And it's great to be
Yeah,
able to get information
absolutely.
back and forth like that and just know your friends are okay. Gotta love
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that was. My heart goes out to all those folks dealing with it. I was without electricity last year for 17 days.
Oof.
I was away from Bullish Bears for 21 because of power. So yeah, my heart goes out to all those folks.
But before I bought my generator, if that would have happened to me, that would have been the biggest barbecue of my life.
Thank God I went and bought a generator and actually couldn't find one for a couple of days, but
Yeah.
eventually I got one. Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, those supply chain issues. Well,
Good
anyway,
day though.
yeah, great day trading and many, many more to come. This market is just staying nice and volatile now, and even when it's sideways, it's great trading. We love it. We can trade in three directions with options, and that's the great thing about it is you can take
Yep.
advantage of any market condition, and with a strangle, and then later learning how to leg those into condors or even positive delta condors, man, the world's at your fingertips, guys. I'm telling you. This is gonna become easy over time. So just stick around. We'll bring more.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we're gonna call it.
We love it, Bullish Bears.
You guys have a wonderful evening. Everybody take care. Stay safe down there in Florida. And again, like I said, if you like our content, you find some value in this, hit that like and subscribe button. Turn on your alert so that you get an alert when we pop something new out, and we'll keep it coming. Take care, guys.